What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the What to Do channel. Welcome back to a new series. That's right. We have done the retro Miami Dolphins rebuild on Madden 21 on the PC. That one kind of got cut a little bit short because I ran out of money, even though I turned the salary cap off. But we're not going to get into that. I've already discussed my feelings about EA and about Madden in that aspect, so we're not going to get into that right now. We're going to be getting into our new series, which is going to be starting today, and hopefully it goes a little bit smoother. I've changed some things. I've adjusted some things to make it hopefully last the entire length of the series, so hopefully it will work, but we'll get into that when we actually get into the episode. But first, I want to say thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Thank you guys for the support on the Dolphins series. Hopefully you have the same amount of support, even more support on this new series that we got going today. Plenty more going on the channel in the future. Let's get into the video. All right, here we are in the Cleveland Browns roster. Well, not roster, but franchise. We are going to be doing a Cleveland Browns retro rebuild. That's right. I took a look through some of the rosters that I had downloaded, and this is going to be, you probably already know from the title. Obviously, you knew we were going to be doing the Browns, but we are going to be starting in the year 2009. The year 2009, and I was taking a look through the rosters of the 2009 teams, and the Cleveland Browns were one of the worst teams in that roster, so I decided, you know what? Wait, I haven't done a Browns franchise, I don't think ever on the channel, because a lot of people tend to do the Browns because they usually are bad, except for like this past year in real life, they were actually pretty good. They made the playoffs, and they won a playoff game. But I realized that, you know what? The Browns have been bad for almost like 2 decades, basically. So why not do them here in 2009? And as you can see in the top right, our coach is Romeo Crennel, because I checked and saw that back in 2005 to 2008, I'm pretty sure Romeo Crennel was the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. He got fired in in January. He got fired in like December or at the end of the season in 2008, and then they replaced with somebody, I can't remember. They have so many coaches, I can't remember. But we are being Romeo Crennel because this is technically the 2008 season, but the 2009 rosters. You get it? Because it's just like the Madden game. If you got Madden 09, it would be the 2008 rosters. So this is the 2008 season with the 2009 rosters. And Romeo Crennel is here. Hopefully we can change his job or change his future from being fired this year to hopefully staying. But the reason I'm a coach and not an owner is because I realized, I think that obviously money matters more when you're an owner. But I think this will last the length of the series if we are the head coach, because we don't control any of the money. We don't have anything to do with the money and stuff. So I think this should work. I hope so. If it doesn't, I'm going to be mad, but we're going to have to go with it. So getting into this actual series, as you can see, we are 70 overall currently, 72 offense, 69 defense. Nice. We have take a look at the roster real quick. This is not going to be any gameplay in this episode. This is just going to be taking a look at the roster, taking a look at the rosters around the league, looking at free agency, and then simulating to week 3 of the regular season so that we can implement the draft class, the 2009 draft class, 2010 draft class, which is like Ndamukong Suh and Sam Bradford and all those guys. But starting with the quarterbacks, we have Brady Quinn at 71 overall. He is a okay quarterback. He definitely didn't live up to his expectations in real life, but at 71 overall and only 2 years experience at 24, he could change his future, I guess, in this series, He could end up being pretty good. I don't know. We're definitely gonna have to take a look at quarterback. That's for sure. We got Derek Anderson, who is our backup quarterback, and then we got Brett Ratliff, who is our third string quarterback. So quarterback, we're definitely pretty rough. We're looking pretty rough at quarterback. Looking pretty rough at running back as well. We got Jerome Harrison, Jamal Lewis, James Davis, and Noah Herron. Not the greatest running back core. Lawrence Vickers is our fullback. Wide receivers, we got Braylon Edwards, who we could build around. He's only 26. He could be a piece, maybe not a number one, but he could be like a 3 or 4 kind of receiver on a Super Bowl team. Then we got Mohamed Massaquoi, Josh Cribbs, who's a 62, which is not good. He's got 95 acceleration, 93 speed, 94 agility. So he's going to be our kick returner, at least for this season. David Patton, Brian Robisky, who's a rookie this year, and Paul Hubbard. So if Brian Robisky grows, we could get some good use out of him. But other than the potential of Brian Robisky, I mean, Mohamed Massaquoi is decent, but I mean, we really only got Braylon Edwards. As for tight end, we got Robert Royal, we got Steve Hayden, and we got Martin Rucker. Both these guys are both old and bad, so we're not good at tight end. And then we got a horribly bad rookie tight end who's young and not good at all. And then we got Joe Thomas, who is going to be our left tackle for the entire series, I would like to think. Because he's on his rookie contract here. When we simulate a couple of seasons, he's probably going to want a big time contract, so we'll pay him that big time contract to hopefully keep him around for the entire length of the series. He's going to be our stalwart. Isaac Sowles is our backup left tackle. Then we've got Eric Steinbach as our left guard. We got rookie Alex Mack as our center. Obviously, he was here for a couple years, and then they trade. Did they trade him or did they let him? I think he signed to the Falcons in free agency. I don't think he got traded. Hank Fraley is our backup. Rex Hadnot is our starting right guard, and then Floyd Womack is our backup right guard. Ryan Tucker is starting right tackle, and John St. Clair is backup right tackle. So offensive line needs a little bit of work. This is probably going to be harder than the Dolphins one too, because at least the Dolphins had some decent old players like Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas to kind of carry us for a couple years until I started getting things going with the rookies and some of the younger players. But this is going to be a little bit tricky. We got, on the defensive line, we got Robert Smith, C.J. Mosley, and Kenyon Coleman. Not good. Corey Williams and Sean Smith. Not good. Sean Rogers and Atiba Rubin. Not good. I mean, there's a reason that out of all these guys on the defensive line, you probably only recognize Sean Rogers. That's saying something that you probably, and this is only 2009. This isn't that long ago. But we got Alex Hall and David Bowens, DeQuell Jackson, Eric Barton, Leon Williams, Kaluka Maivia, and Cameron Wembley, David Vicun, and David Holloway as all of our linebackers. So linebacking core going to need some work. Every position is going to need some work. For corners, we got Eric Wright, Don Carey, Brandon McDonald, Coy Francis, Corey Ivy, and Hank Poteet. Don Carey is a rookie, but he's only 65. So unless he starts to develop a lot, then we could be in a good spot. But I don't know. Eric Wright has some promise because he's 78 overall at 24 years old. He's got good speed, good acceleration, good agility. He's got, how's his coverage stats looking? He's got, oh, did I pass him? He's got 65 tackling, 69 pursuit, 79 jumping, 64 catching. He's got 80 man, 73 zone, 70 press. He's all right. He could be a good player down the road for us in a couple of years. We got Mike Adams and Abram Elam and Brodney Poole, and Nick Sorensen. I think Brodney's our best player. Oh, we got Phil Dawson and David Zastudil. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm sorry. He's our punter. And we have the 21st pick projected right now, but I have a feeling we'll have the number 1 pick because we only have 2 guys that are over 85 overall. Luckily, they're both kind of young. I mean, 24 and 25 is pretty decently young. So yeah, that's what we're working with. Every position is going to need some work, but we can take a look at around the NFL now. The highest rated players. There's only 299s in this roster. It's 2 tight ends, Jason Witten and Antonio Gates. But we can go through the quarterbacks here. We got Tom Brady at 32 years old, 95 overall. Peyton Manning, 95. Drew Brees, 93. Aaron Rodgers is 87. Tony Romo's an 87. Brett Favre still kicking it at 87. Ben Roethlisberger, 85. Phil Rivers, 85. Matt Schaub is an 85. That's a shocking one. Eli Manning, 84. Carson Palmer, 84. Donovan McNabb, 84. Vince Young's a 79. So there's still some potential here for some young players to get some growth. We got Smokin' Jay Cutler at a 75. Young Matt Stafford, rookie Matt Stafford's a 73. I thought about doing the Lions with Matt Stafford as a rookie, but I decided on the Browns because the Browns had a worse overall team. As for the running backs, we got CJ2K, Chris Johnson, 98 overall. Adrian Peterson was my second choice for teams. It was basically the Browns, the Vikings, and the Lions as my 3 possible choices of teams. And the Vikings were only in there because they had young Adrian Peterson. So I thought about doing them, but I decided on the Browns, obviously. Then we got Steven Jackson, Frank Gore, Ray Rice, MJD, LaDainian Tomlinson, who's getting a little bit older, Jamal Charles, Marshawn Lynch still on the Bills, Thomas Jones, Reggie Bush, Ryan Grant, Cedric Benson, Ricky Williams. It is going to be interesting to see from this roster to the 2005 roster how everybody progresses differently. So, like, let's take Reggie Bush, for example. When we played the Miami Dolphins series, I didn't take Reggie Bush, but I kept an eye on him, and he didn't progress as much as he probably should have, but that was because it was going off of his initial rookie ratings. This is going off of, he's been in the league for 3 years now, 4 years, so he's already in 83, so maybe he can progress to maybe like a high 80, low 90, if he gets some good playing time with this Saints offense. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how different the progression is for some of these players that we drafted in the 2005 series, and now them already being on the roster in the 2009 series. So that'll definitely be interesting. Fullbacks, Mike Tolbert's about the best fullback that I like here. Wide receivers, Larry Fitz is a 95 overall. Andre Johnson, Calvin Johnson, so we're not going to have Megatron here because he's already been drafted to the Lions. Another reason why I decided probably not to be the Lions, because we've already had Calvin Johnson. We already seen what that looks like, so we don't need to have him back-to-back series. We got Brandon Marshall, Greg Jennings, Randy Moss on the Patriots, Steve Smith, Chad Ochocinco, Anquan Bolden, Miles Austin, Vincent Jackson, RIP to him. Santonio Holmes, Roddy White, Reggie Wayne, Terrell Owens, Deshaun Jackson, Marquise Colston, Lee Evans, Hines Ward. There's some good wide receivers in here. Definitely some good ones. Ted Ginn's down there. I don't know why it keeps saying Maryland. You know what? I'm going to go in here and edit that because Ted Ginn Jr. did not go to Maryland. He went to the Ohio State University. So I'm going to change that real quick. I realize now that I forgot to change that in the last series. I remember saying something about it when he got drafted, but let's change that to the good old Ohio State University. Save changes. There we go. So there's some good wide receivers. Obviously, we're not going to see any Browns players in the offensive higher ups. We saw Jason Witten and Antonio Gates. We got Tony Gonzalez, Vernon Davis, Jeremy Shockey, Dallas Clark, Todd Heap, Heath Miller, Chris Cooley. I remember Chris Cooley. That's a name from the past. Wow. Greg Olson, Owen Daniels, Randy McMichael, Fred Davis, Brent Selleck, Benjamin Watson, Bubba Franks, Jermichael Finley, Zach Miller, Algie Crumpler, Kellen Winslow, who's a psychopath, Delaney Walker, Martellus Bennett. Good tight ends. We got some older left tackles. We got Orlando Pace and Jordan Gross. But we also have Jason Peters, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, Marcus Tauscher, Walter Jones, Joe Thomas, obviously, Jamal Brown, Brian McKinney, Joe Staley was there. Left guard, Steve Hutchinson, Logan Mankins, Andrew Whitworth, Brian Waters. I don't know why I added an L there. Evan Mathis, Alan Faneka, Ben Grubbs was there. Centers, Dan Copen, Jeff Saturday, Nick Mangold, Olin Kritz, Dan Connolly, Nick Hardwick, Kevin Maui. Other people. Right guards, Chris Snee, Davin Joseph, Richie Incognito, Leonard Davis, Marshall Yonda, Jahari Evans. So we're not going to have Jahari Evans, which kind of stinks because he was our left guard for the entire Dolphins series when we got him. Right tackle, Willie Anderson, John Jansen, Damian Woody, Ryan Deem, Ryan Tucker, Vernon Carey. Not good right tackles, that's for sure. Not very good right tackles. We got Sebastian Vollmer, who's just a rookie, and then David Stewart, who, if you remember, David Stewart won the best offensive lineman like 5 years in a row in the Dolphins series. So that's kind of cool that he's here. Robert Mathis, Justin Tuck, Javon Curse, or Jevon, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. Trevor Price, Sean Ellis, Aaron Smith, Calais Campbell. Nobody really that's good. Marcus Spears is here. Left end, kind of a lackluster position. I mean, even Justin Tuck is a little bit lackluster, but right end, not so much. Julius Peppers, Dwight Freeney, Haloti Nada, Richard Seymour, Osi Umenyiora, Jared Allen, DeBrick, Derek Burgess, John Abraham, Trent Cole, Justin Smith, Will Smith, Cameron Wake, Mario Williams, D-tackle Kevin Williams, John Henderson, Vince Wilfork, Chris Jenkins, Casey Hampton, Darnell Dockett, Tommy Harris, Albert Hainsworth, Kyle Williams, Pat Williams, Damata Pecco, BJ Raji, who's just a rookie. There's possibility for some trade options here. I'm definitely looking at a player like Justin Tuck, that's for sure. Where did he go? There he is. I'm definitely looking at a player like Justin Tuck to possibly trade for. He's young, and he's got some good potential. Tamba Hali, one of our best draft picks that we ever had in that Dolphins series. Thomas Davis, Elvis Doomerville, Carlos Dansby, Aaron Campman, Jason Taylor, Brian Cushing, Will Witherspoon, Julian Peterson. I'm not seeing... Oh, Tully Banta-Kane. I forgot about that dude. Brian Arakpo. Larry English. I'm trying to look for AJ Hawk. He might not be a left outside linebacker. I don't know where he'd be. Middle linebacker. We got Jonathan Vilma, Brian Urlacher, Patrick Willis, Bart Scott, Lofa Tatupa, Nick Barnett, London Fletcher Baker. Why does he have Baker? I don't remember Baker being part of his name. Channing Crowder, Old Ray Lewis, John Beeson, Barrett Rudd, Derek Johnson, James Laurinaitis, D'Amico Ryans, Daryl Smith, Takeo Spikes, David Harris, Teddy Bruschi. There's AJ Hawk. Middle linebacker with Paul Postlesny, Gerard Mayo. Good middle linebackers. Some possible trade options. I'm not saying... Oh, Dahani Jones. Oh, that's a name for the past too. I haven't decided yet, but there could be some possible trade options here at middle linebacker. Right outside linebacker, not going to get Terrell Suggs. DeMarcus Ware, Sean Merriam, Lance Briggs, Joey Porter, DJ Williams, Keith Bullock, James Harrison, Clay Matthews, who's just a rookie, Chad Greenway, Keith Rivers, Rocky McIntosh, Asante Samuel at corner, Champ Bailey, D'Angelo Hall, Nnamdi Asomugha finally has a not that weird picture that he had in 2005. I don't know what that kind of was. It was always made me laugh when I saw it. Rondé Barber, Lito Shepard, Rasheed Mathis, Marcus Trufant, Charles Peanut Tillman, Charles Woodson, Darrell Revis, who I would like to have, but he's probably too hard to get. Antonio Cromartie, Chris Gamble, Antoine Winfield, Al Harris, Tim Jennings, Jonathan Joseph, Ty Law, Cortland Finnegan, Dominique Foxworth. There's some decent corners down here. Ed Reed, Kerry Rhodes, OJ Atogwi, or Otogwi. I don't know how to pronounce that either. Antoine Bethea. I'm just bad at pronouncing names, I guess. Darren Sharper, Eric Weddle, who we had in Miami. I'm gonna try and stay away from guys that we had in Miami. If I can get some of the guys like in the draft, obviously, then I'll probably take them. But as for guys that are already on rosters, I'm probably going to try and stay away from guys that we had in Miami as much as I can. Strong safety, Troy Polamalu, Bob Sanders. I would like to have Bob Sanders on the team, that's for sure. Roy Williams, Adrian Wilson, Brian Dawkins, Dante Whitner, Rodney Poole, DeJuan Landry, Brandon Merriweather, Lawyer Malloy. Kicker, best kicker in the game is Adam Vinatieri, David Akers, Jason Elam, Sebastian Janikowski, Alindo Mari, who's on the Seahawks now, Josh Brown, Robbie Gold, Nate Kading, Matt Stover, who's 41, Nuge, Mike Nugent, Steven Gostowski. There's our kicker, Phil Dawson. Oh, man. Punter, Andy Lee, Matt McBriar, Sam Cook, Shane Leckler, John Ryan, Dustin Colquitt, who I didn't realize was that old, but I guess he is. And then our punter. And that is the best players of the roster. So now that we've gone through that, we can take a look quickly at free agency. There's a little bit of some of the older guys in here, like Jake the Snake Plumber, Sexy Rexy, Jeff Garcia, Edgerrin James is a decent running back in here. Deuce McAllister, Rudy Johnson. As for wide receivers, we got Plaxico Burress, who might not be that bad of a pickup for what it is. I mean, he's 32, 72 overall. Amani Toomer's here as well. I may give Plaxico a run because we're gonna need wide receivers, so it wouldn't hurt to have a guy like Plaxico. Tight ends, there's really nothing here. Left tackle, for some reason, this guy is 81 overall and in free agency. Shane Olivia. So I'm going to pick him up. We don't obviously need him, but we could use him as a trade piece. So I'm going to try and cheese Madden a little bit there. Left guard, there's nobody here. Center, he's old. Right guard, Zach Weigert. I'm going to pick him up because he's younger and he's a 77 overall, so we could either start him or use him as a trade piece. Just the same with this dude, Kwame Harris. I'll pick him up and use him as a trade piece. Kevin Carter. Nobody really here. Vincent Burns, looks like they fixed his age because if you guys remember, it was a glitch in 2005 roster that Vincent Burns was 8 years old. So he's fixed. He's 28 years old in this. That was pretty funny. I got a good laugh out of that. Marcus Tubbs is here at 77 overall. Booger McFarland. Simeon Rice is probably the best one there. Anthony Simmons, David Pollock, Dan Morgan, Zach Thomas. Nobody. Brandon Browner's here at 76 overall. He's 25. He's got star potential or star development. I'm going to pick him up. Maybe just to keep him on the team. And then Sam Madison. He's 81, but he's 35. I don't know if anybody would want him. Nobody there. Nobody here. Decent kicker, decent punter. All right. That's what the free agency is looking like. So now those free agent signings helped me get to a 73 overall. That's pretty cool. But now we are going to, I think that's everything that I needed to wrap up or talk about for this little intro video. Now I'm going to get the preseason finished and simulated, get the roster set, do some trading, obviously, and then I'll bring you guys back when we are in week 3, or I'll either bring you guys back when we're in week 3 to upload the rosters, the draft class, or I will bring you in if I have like a big trade that I'm going to do, and I'll let you guys know about that. So I'll see you guys then. All right, so I bring you guys back in for a trade. I traded the right guard that we had starting because I signed that other right guard that was 77 overall or something. We're trading him, a left outside linebacker, and Jamal Lewis to the Raiders for rookie Darren McFadden and a first-round pick this year. I'd say that's a very one-sided trade. We win that for sure. So it's just a matter of if Darren McFadden can progress. Maybe he'll be our running back in the future. I don't know, but I'm going to go trade some more guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Okay, so we're going to be trading that right tackle. I think that's the one that we signed in free agency. I can't remember, to be exact. We're going to be trading him, C.J. Mosley, and a third-round draft pick this year. We had 2 of them. To the San Diego Chargers for their first-round pick. It is pick 4 right now, but we're just in the preseason, so I don't know what it's going to be when we start getting simulated to the end of the season. But so far, we've got 3 first-round picks, which is a good thing for us because we are going to be bad. So we have a good possibility of having some top picks. Hopefully the Chargers and Raiders are just as bad. But we've also got the potential now with Darren McFadden to possibly let him grow. I'm probably going to trade Jerome Harrison as well, just so that we can let Darren McFadden be the starter so that he can get as much growth as possible. But I'm also would like to have a running back as a backup. So let's see if this goes through. That's trade declined. Let's see about getting a 6th round pick along with Beanie Wells. Trade goes through. So we trade Jerome Harrison to the Arizona Cardinals for Beanie Wells and a 6th round pick this year. That's perfect because now, what's his face? Darren McFadden is the highest rated running back, so he'll start. Beanie will be his backup, and we've got another draft pick to work with, another 6th round pick. So we got a lot of assets to work with here. We only need to get rid of 2 more players, so I'll go and do that, and then I'll catch you guys. I probably won't bring you guys back for another trade, but I'll just trade these guys, maybe get like a 6th or 7th round draft pick or something, maybe some picks next year. So I don't know. I don't even know who I'm going to trade, and then I'll catch you guys in week 3. All right, here we are in the draft class. We are in week 3. And we are ready to take a look at this draft class. Obviously, this is more fresh in our memory because we got to this point in the Dolphins series. We got to the point where we were at 2010. We drafted Ndamukong Suh, I think, with the number 1 overall pick. We also got Trent Williams in that draft. So luckily this year we don't need Trent Williams because we have Joe Thomas. So I am going to scout Ndamukong Suh. I'm going to scout Gerald McCoy. I'm going to scout, I don't even know, really. I'm going to scout Eric Berry. We may need Eric Berry. Joe Hayden, obviously, is who they took in real life in this draft. Obviously, well, I mean, I'm going to scout Trent Williams just to have him scouted. And I'll scout Sam Bradford, too, just because he's Sam Bradford and he's here. And they took Colt McCoy as well in this draft. But as you can see, we are 0-2. On the season, which is good. We have a 76 offense, 71 defense. That is good for 73 overall. Let's check out how our draft picks are doing. We have currently the 2nd pick via the Chargers. We have the 11th pick because of us, and the 17th pick because of the Raiders. So that is going to be juicy, juicy stuff if they all do bad just like us. But as for the team, we've got some potential with Alex Mack, which is good. He has not reached his hidden development yet. He's still got to play some more downs. We got Joe Thomas, who's going to be our stalwart here, still on his rookie contract. We've got Darren McFadden, who's already up to a 75 with star development. He looks pretty good. Then we've got Brady Quinn, who could be a decent quarterback for us. I'm not sold on him yet. The rest of our offense needs some work. We've got Chris Long, who was the last guy that I picked up. He was only a 68 overall or something. He's grown to a 69. He's got star development, but I picked him up. We're good at right outside linebacker. Wembley is only 25. Yeah, he's only 25, and I just signed him to a big contract, so he is going to be here for a while. We've obviously got Brandon Browner, who's only 25 as well. He's 77 with star development. So there's some pieces. There are some pieces here to build a championship team. We just need to hopefully get the rest of those pieces and make this a championship team. I'm not sure what your development is, Alex Mack. I'm not sure what your development trade is. I think it's superstar, but I'm not 100% sure. What was I going to say? Wide receiver core, we need some work, definitely. Hopefully Darren McFadden can be our running back for the future. Hopefully with his star development, he can take that into the mid-80s and be our running back for a while. But we are sitting 0-2. So are the Steelers. The Steelers are sitting 0-2 as well. That's a little bit strange. So we got a lot of 0-2 teams here. We got the Cardinals who are 0-2, Lions 0-2, Dolphins 0-2, Steelers, Panthers, Falcons, Colts, Texans, Rams, and us are all 0-2. Why are the Chargers... The Chargers are 1-1, and yet they have the number 2 pick in the draft. That's a little bit weird, but where are the Raiders at? The Raiders are sitting at 2-0. with the 17th pick. All right. So there's a lot of 0-2 teams. There's a lot of bad teams in the league right now. Hopefully we're not going to be one of them for very long, but I don't know. But in the next episode, we will finish this first season here, this 2009 season, and we will do the draft in that episode, I think, right? It shouldn't take that long. No, it won't take that long. We'll do the 2009 season in the next episode. We will do the off season, and then it'll all be in one episode. It'll be a nice big juicy episode. So that's gonna do it for this episode, though. It was just basically a welcome to the new series that's gonna be starting on the channel, and just an overview of the roster. And now we have the draft class loaded in, so everything's ready for the next episode. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching, though. Make sure to smash that like button and notification bell and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!